Best revenge is kindness, because sometimes the sweetest thing is realizing you no longer need it. Story of Daniel Carter, a man who left his hometown with nothing but heartbreak and anger and came back years later with more money than he could ever spend. But what he found changed everything. 10 years ago, Daniel was just an ordinary man. He owned a small hardware store in a quiet town, a place where everyone knew everyone. Life was simple, and Daniel was content. His best friend, Mark Reynolds, had been by his side since they were teenagers. They shared dreams, meals, and secrets. Daniel trusted him like a brother. One day, Mark came to him with what he called the opportunity of a lifetime, a new business venture, guaranteed profit, but it needed an investment. Daniel, believing in his friend, invested everything, his savings, the store's earnings, even a small loan. But the opportunity was nothing more than a scam. The money vanished. So did Mark. To make matters worse, Mark spread lies, telling people Daniel had mismanaged his own business and was blaming him out of jealousy. Overnight, Daniel went from respected shop owner to the town's embarrassment. He lost his store, he lost his home, and he lost his dignity. So Daniel packed what little he had into his suitcase and left. As the bus pulled away from that small town, he whispered to himself, "One day, Mark, you'll pay for this." Rise to success life in the city was brutal. Daniel slept in cramped rooms, worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs, and often skipped meals just to save money. But he was determined. Every setback only fueled the fire inside him. He studied business, took risks, and grabbed every opportunity. After years of backbreaking work, Daniel started a small construction company. He treated his clients well, worked with integrity, and slowly built a reputation. His company grew, first 1 crew, then 3, then 10. Before long, Daniel owned buildings, land, and a fleet of trucks. From the outside, it looked like success was his motivation. But deep down, he knew the truth. Every brick he laid, every deal he closed, was part of the same plan. When I go back, Mark will see the man he tried to destroy. Richer than he ever dreamed, the return 10 years after leaving, Daniel returned. This time, he wasn't stepping off a bus with a battered suitcase. He was behind the wheel of a sleek black car, wearing a tailored suit, his wrist glinting with an expensive watch. He drove slowly through the streets, noticing how much had changed and how much had not. When he asked around for Mark Reynolds, people hesitated before giving him an address. It wasn't the response Daniel expected, but he didn't care. He was ready. The unexpected sight Mark's house was nothing like Daniel imagined. It was small and rundown, paint peeling from the walls, the front yard overgrown. Mark was outside, wearing worn jeans and a faded shirt, carrying a box of canned food. His hair had thinned, his shoulders slumped. 2 children, now older than 6, ran to him, laughing and clinging to his legs. A woman appeared at the doorway, coughing softly, her face pale but smiling at her family. Daniel sat in his car, frozen. This wasn't the confident, arrogant man who betrayed him. This was a man already defeated and barely holding on. The decision that night, Daniel lay in bed at his hotel, staring at the ceiling. He could still confront Mark. He could still expose him. He could take what little he had left. But a small voice whispered, what would that prove? What would it change? The next morning, Daniel made his choice. Through an old associate, he arranged for Mark to be offered a full-time job at a local warehouse. The salary was enough to feed his family and slowly get back on their feet. Daniel made sure the offer was anonymous. Mark would never know it came from him. The quiet victory weeks later, Daniel drove by the house again. This time, the yard was tidy. The house had a fresh coat of paint. Mark was in the front yard, fixing a small bicycle while his kids laughed nearby. His wife looked healthier. Standing in the doorway, Daniel smiled quietly and kept driving. He didn't need an apology. He didn't need revenge. He had already won. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is let go of the pain and choose kindness over vengeance. Because when you set someone else free, you set yourself free too. Why kindness wins. Kindness uplifts us. By choosing kindness, we rise above the need for revenge and create a more fulfilling life. Release the past. Let go of what hurts you and embrace what makes you happy. Each time we forgive, we release ourselves from the chains of the past. Move forward. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. Move forward with kindness, forgiveness, and a commitment to personal growth. By embracing kindness and forgiveness, we create a life that is truly rich in every way. So, let's choose kindness over revenge and watch how it transforms our lives and the world around us. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to Chetnal S Stories and hit the notification bell so as to be notified about our new stories. Until the next video, stay hopeful and kind.